Welcome or welcome back. This is the second in a two-part series. I will link the other one in the description box below, just in case you want to check that out. It's about mental health. So the first one was kind of my story, and this one's going to be about what I do to maintain good mental health. So part of my job as a peer specialist is to teach kids what we call coping skills. And the way I explain it to them is just coping skills are things you do to help you feel better. There are negative and positive coping skills, and we try and focus on the positive because the negative is what we're trying to get them away from. Some common coping skills are things like deep breathing or meditation or yoga or exercise or listening to music. And I don't do most of that stuff, but I have found some things that work for me. Number one, hanging out with people who care about me. I have two best friends and I have family, and I like to hang out with them when I'm feeling down because it really helps me feel better about myself, about the world. Something about hanging out with people who care about me and who I care about brings me a lot of happiness. So even when I'm at my lowest of lows, I know I can pop in on one of my friends. I only have two, but I can pop in on a friend and just hang out. Even if that means just sitting around watching their kids play. Like, it really does me a lot of good. And if I can't hang out with them, then talking to them. My two closest friends have kids, so they can't always talk on the phone, but texting them usually will do the trick, or FaceTiming if I can do that. I think being open about my mental health has really helped them understand what I'm going through, and so they know that if I'm going through something tough, they check in and ask if I'm on my meds, ask if I'm in therapy, ask if, I need any help with anything. And that makes me feel really good, because when I am in my depressions, then I feel like nobody likes me and everybody hates me, and that's just a reminder that that's not true. And if I'm in my mania, then they know to tell me, don't engage in that behavior, settle down, come over instead of, sleeping with that random person or whatever. Come over instead of buying that guitar or that other camera that you don't need, or going on a shopping spree, Because those are my main vices when I'm manic. Number two is reading and writing. When I was in my worst depression, I could not find the motivation to read or write for a couple of years. And that really sucked. And so this year, one of my goals for the first part is to just make more time to read and write. I went to school for screenwriting, and so working on teleplays that I've had sitting around has been helpful. Starting to write a book, and that has been helpful. Writing essays for the blog has been helpful. And I can always tell I'm feeling good when I'm feeling creative and I want to write and I want to film and I want to do all of these things. So sometimes it means forcing yourself to sit down and write for 10 minutes, because when I'm in my depression, it really feels like I'm not good at anything. And so sitting down just saying, I'm going to free write for 10 minutes or I'm going to journal for 10 minutes usually ends up with me writing for half an hour or an hour, or maybe going on a writing spree for a whole weekend, where I just feel like I can work with words and get things out. So that's my way of kind of processing my own emotions and my own feelings and my own circumstances, because I'm not currently seeing a therapist. Why am I not seeing a therapist? I feel like I'm in a pretty good place right now where I don't really need one. My medication is working, I'm hanging out with friends, I'm doing my writing, and that's all helping a lot. But also my schedule at work has changed 3 times in the last year. It's been really difficult to find mental health providers who fit in with my schedule, because I don't want to keep taking time off. I was on medical leave twice last year, and that ate up all of my paid time off. And so right now I feel like I'm good. I feel like I don't really need it. I know that if I do need it, I will search and find somebody who can fit me in on a day that works for me. The third way that I kind of maintain my mental health is really my job. Parts of my job suck. Having to write notes for every interaction with a client is not fun, but a lot of it has to do with interacting with kids who are also facing challenges. And while that's sad, I get to help them by telling my story. Again, if you want to hear my story, you can check the link in the description box below. I did a video on that last week. Sharing my story with other people has really helped me process what has happened and kind of become immune to all the feelings associated with it, which sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually really good because I don't look back at my past and cry anymore, or at least not as much, and definitely not around the clients. So that has been really helpful to me. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is medication. I know there's a stigma around medication and psychotropic meds and whatever mental health medication, but it's been really helpful for me. I don't know why people are so down on taking medication. As long as it works for you and it's helping you, it's nobody else's business. So for me, my medication has been very helpful. If I feel like I'm getting out of whack, I'll go to my psychiatrist and be like, hey, I think I need an adjustment, and we'll work together to find something that works better for me and is more helpful for me. And I've had to do that pretty often because just the way my brain chemistry works. But right now I've been on this particular regimen for a few months and it seems to be going well. So I'm hopeful that I won't have to change it anytime soon. I've noticed that during the times when I go off my medication, I feel horrible and my symptoms get way out of hand. At this point, I should know not to go off my medication, but I think when you're on medication long term, then you get tired of it. It becomes a burden. And so I think all of us who are on long-term medication, or most of us, will take little breaks. And so I think medications can be great. I think you have to find the right psychiatrist for you or the right doctor for you. And if it's not working, then it's not working. Change it though. Don't just stop it. And medication has been really helpful for me. And I would suggest, if you think it might be helpful for you, talk to a professional. Not everything's gonna work for you. Not everything's gonna work for me. But I have managed to find a combination that has been really good. Those are some of the things that help me maintain my wellness, mental health wise at least. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button or leave a comment letting me know which of these coping skills you use or which other ones you use or ones that you're interested in. I was thinking of making another video about coping skills that maybe don't work for me but might work for you, or things that I haven't tried yet. I know a lot of coping skills because that's part of my job, is to teach coping skills. So I know a lot that other people use that has been really helpful to them, but I don't necessarily use. If you're interested in hearing those, leave a comment so that I know that it's something that I should do a video on. Otherwise, have a great week, and I'll be back.